What's up, chat?
Number
I'll be waiting back there before we start. We are back, chat.
15. Why would you ever chase a ghost? Ask these children who came across one while playing at night. The description of this video explains that a week after a woman took her own life, the residents claimed that a female ghost with long hair was plaguing the area after curfew. Children were trying to catch a bird in the area at night when instead they found the ghost and gave chase. In the footage, the children are crying out and laughing as they chase a figure dressed in white along the railway. The figure is seen in a distance in the darkness. It appears to be walking slowly, swaying slightly. The boy follows just as slowly behind it, keeping a safe distance from the figure. Kids in the background eventually start crying. At the end of the video, the figure leaves the tracks and disappears in the darkness. If you ask me, they're lucky they didn't catch it. Number 14. A man is traveling down a road in Indonesia when his path is blocked by a small child. He stops just in time, only to find the person has vanished. It looks like a little girl with slumped shoulders and all of her hair in front of her face. He gets off his motorcycle to look around for her, perhaps worried that he knocked her back into the woods, and then this happens. She appears for only a split second and then disappears. I understand why he would get off of his motorcycle. If he was worried about her safety and wanted to look for her. But if this were real, then why did he run away? Instead of climbing back on his motorcycle, scared or not, I think most people would have climbed back on their bike and taken off, so I'm not so sure about this one. She also kind of looks like the girl from The Ring, so maybe this is just CGI.
Since you're already playing games anyway, why not earn some free rewards while you're at it? All you need to do is download Buff.
Number 13. This one took me a few tries before I could see what they were talking about. Watch the shoulder lane on the left, and soon you'll see the shadowy outline of a mysterious figure.
Was that a person?
I have little doubt that this video is real and not edited, so the question becomes whether or not this was an actual spirit. Notice how the figure is devoid of all features, a strong sign of the paranormal, and maybe it's just because they are
Excuse
passing
me,
by at
chat.
a high rate of speed, but I can almost see right through them. The entire lower half of their body is practically invisible. Number 12. A parenting channel called the Mommy Wayopedia has thousands of subscribers who are looking for heartwarming family videos. Paranormal content is not what they seek, and I don't think she's playing around when she uploaded a rather realistic ghost sighting video for fans to analyze. So here's the background story on this video. She's been seeing some weird things on CCTV camera for the past week or so, but never had the phone nearby to record and doesn't have a memory card for the camera, so she waited near the CCTV monitor for a couple of days for the paranormal entity to return, and this creepy sighting of a mysterious figure is what she has since caught on camera. The mother tries to keep the fear out of her voice as she tells her son to keep reading a book out loud.
Oh,
You read the book, baby.
okay.
She doesn't want to scare him. She can't take her eyes off what she sees. Seated on the ground facing the courtyard on the first floor is this exquisitely eerie ghost sighting. A woman with long hair and a gown. She's across from the main entrance waiting for them to come out. The see-through figure does not move, but look closely and at 10 seconds, you'll see this object across from the ghost is moving all by itself, or maybe it's the wind. The Mommy Wayopedia has
Get a
no
life,
idea what
buddy.
this ghost wants from her or her family, and is seeking advice on what to do next. I would say this is a camera glitch, but she's been seeing it on different monitors across different places, so it appears to be an actual ghost. With that in mind, the only thing left to do is either confront it or hope it goes away, and I'm not sure if either is going to get her any peace. Number 11. What if you were trailing an ambulance and you saw this in the rear window? This terrifying ghoul was caught on camera by a vehicle following the ambulance.
Nope.
Apart from the spirit, there appears to be two human passengers in the back
That's
of the
kinda-
ambulance,
that's
likely
creepy.
EMTs. As the camera focuses in, the spirit's ghastly facial features appear for a moment before whoever's filming loses control of the camera, likely terrified about what they'd just seen. What would you do if you saw this in the back of an ambulance? It's probably safest to back off. Number 10. A YouTuber named Paloma Renee decides to buy a supposed ghost off eBay. She receives this letter describing an old ghost from the 1800s that has haunted their home for years before being captured in a jar. The instructions look like they were typed in a hurry and are incomplete. Despite this warning,
Oh crap, I
Paloma and
forgot
her
to
friend unleash
actually
the
know
ghost
that's
and
on
use a
just
Ouija board to
chatting.
communicate. They aren't taking this very seriously at all, and ask some pretty silly questions for about 5 minutes. They get mostly non-answers in return and are ready to end the session. But first they check to see if they offended the ghost. This is their cursed reply.
Or wait, are you gonna haunt us? Like, are you gonna make our life?
Jin, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Watch their hands again and tell me if you think this is a real paranormal answer, or if they are moving the pointer themselves. Number 9. Vickers Hill in Northern Ireland has a twisted history, and a piece of this history may have been caught on video. A bit of backstory. The footage shows a shadowy figure in Georgian attire cross the street around noon near the
Excuse
Church
me,
of
chat.
Ireland Cathedral. Normal looking enough at first, that is, until it vanishes into the wall of the grounds opposite the cathedral. The ancient city of Armagh has a rich Georgian history, so the dress is befitting of the area. According to the man whose grandmother caught this on camera, she was still hyperventilating from the shock of seeing the ghost. If you saw what appeared to be a solid figure vanish like this, Wouldn't you be? And considering the history of this place, it's not far-fetched to think this is paranormal. Number 8.
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where you
Have you ever seen something out of place reflected in the window? Posted to the Haunted subreddit by Please Recycle Those. This Redditor did,
What?
and he is wondering what these are. The Redditor explains in the comments that his dog heard a sound downstairs, so he followed the dog down with the camera rolling. As he is panning across a dining room area, when he captures his own reflection in the window. Panning past, something strange is reflected behind the cameraman in the window reflection. The Redditor is wondering if it's an arm. Some in the comments say it could be a ponytail, but the Redditor has short hair. Others think it's a fast-moving ghost or something leaving the scene. What do you think it is? Whatever it might be, it'll knock your socks off.
Oh, I bet it
Number
will.
7. Not every old creepy basement is dark and haunted, but some are. And this one certainly could be. Going down there gets scarier every time, because paranormal activity is always on the rise. The creepy things down here always start with a ghost slamming the door.
Who's there?
At 41 seconds, he gets his reply in the form of a bizarre twisted figure. Caught on camera at 41 seconds, a physical manifestation of the ghost in the basement which he so fears. It seems to be bound tight in a cloak, and I can just barely make out 2 white eyes. The ghostly presence is caught on video but not in real life. And so our timid investigator keeps exploring the haunted place. Not for long though. His mission will be abandoned shortly. He is about to flee.
Why is the ball moving?
He questions aloud what his eyes are seeing. As a ball is caught moving by itself, or more accurately, like a ghost has pushed it. This could easily be done with the pull of a string, but that still doesn't explain the ghost sighting caught on tape earlier. Number 6. This is one of the most haunted places in the UK, and an aggressive entity called the Black Monk is said to be its resident ghost. YouTube team KJ Hauntings spends the night here, and they find the Black Monk is up to no good. At one point, they hear someone or something crying. The cry is heard after an earlier noise that also sounds like a cry to me. And those are not the only
I
creepy
don't
sounds
hear
they
anything,
hear.
chat.
They also hear disturbing bangs and bumps, like this one,
Oh, that I heard.
and this one.
Didn't hear anything.
Judging by the terrible cries and odd bangs, I think something nefarious is going on here, and if they don't get out of here, soon they will be next.
Okay.
Number 5. 3 bankers have a conversation during a slow day when the silhouette of a child darts across the empty lobby. Watch this part and try to translate what is said immediately after.
Oye, 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 en la cámara, oye, en la cámara acaba de pasar ahorita una niña corriendo.
The lobby area gets plenty of sunlight, and yet the figure looks completely covered by shade. Not a single detail is visible as it runs by, which makes this CGI or a shadow person. And when they go over to where it just was, nothing is there at all. You never hear the door open or any footsteps. It's simply gone. Number 4. This is the same house that made number 2 on my list about mysterious things caught on tape in Texas. In that video, I verified that somebody really did have their life taken while exploring the premises. Now, someone may have actual footage of their ghost.
Whoa!
you can see what appears to be a small hand beacon them from the window. I guess they could have had a third person climb to the second floor to make this video as a prank. Can someone who has been brave enough to go inside of the house tell me if it's possible to get up to the second floor? If you can't get access to the second floor, then this video is probably real. Either way, many people claim to have seen the ghosts of small children in doorways and windows of the abandoned property. So even if this video is fake, then the house is almost definitely still haunted. Number 3. Larry Glow has a haunted home that keeps him on edge at all times. He records down the hallway because a ghost is down there. He's sure of it. I'm not sure what he is saying and need your help to fully understand.
Lo que está pasando. Sé que yo escuché algo por aquí. Esto está jodón, esta vaina aquí.
He hears a loud noise from behind as the ghost walks past and touches a light. The living room is where he experiences the most paranormal activity, so there's already a second camera all set up. Here is the same scary moment from a different angle. As you can see, he hears a bang, turns around, and that's when this stuffed animal gets possessed. Is someone pulling strings off camera, or are these objects moving on their own?
You. Just you. Building your app. On base 44.
Number 2. A ghost hunting channel in India called Kayatha knows of a haunted railway
Can't flipping
where
hunt.
plenty of lives have been lost, and therefore plenty of paranormal evidence to be found. K2 meter in hand, they walk down the paranormal path and wait for a sign. Occasionally they feel watched and stop to scan the horizon, but nothing is there. Soon a general feeling of unease becomes so unbearable that they stop to put down the K2 meter. They know a life was lost here and a ghost is nearby. They can feel it, and then
एहसास करवाएं वैसे आपने करवा दिए
This real gonna watch.
रीडिंग देखो कितनी तेज आई है.
अच्छा हमें साइन मिल रहा है
the ghost hunters aren't surprised to see the K2 meter spike hard for the very first time all night. They stand around for a long time staring into the darkness and getting nothing on camera. But just when they're about to give up,
कबीर भाई सामने देखो.
वहाँ पे
जसी भाई.
they go a few steps forward but stop when they realize the ghost has disappeared, or at least that's what they claim. They should have kept running if they wanted to prove it really was a ghost, but they were so creeped out by that point that maybe they didn't want to. It's easy to say that this is fake because they don't go forward far enough, but you never know how you'd react until you're the one having a ghost sighting. This paranormal ghost sighting video could be real. What is going on here? There must be a story to explain what is happening here. What's interesting about this image is the horror it showcases. What we're seeing here is nothing short of terrifying. This image is currently trending in the Arabic-speaking YouTube
flip?
community. I came across it on a popular YouTube channel that creates content in
That's
this
creepy.
language, and I wanted to share it with you. It's a great example of how unique elements of horror can be found all around the world, each with its own twist. So, what do you think is going on here? And more importantly, do you think it's real or just a clever effect? Let me know down in the comments. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this scary Instagram site of mysterious figure appears from nothing. They're scary. This convincingly real ghost sighting was caught on a Ring doorbell camera, tilted at an interesting perspective that shows us more than most other scary doorbell cam videos ever do. The mysterious figure appears from nothingness, which is scary enough, but what makes one of the creepiest things ever caught in the history of doorbell cameras is how the apparition continues to walk down the street for 37 seconds before disappearing again. Feel free to prove me wrong, but this could actually be a real ghost sighting caught on camera. Freaky, right?
We're gonna watch
What if you can create your own website by saying,
after
"This
this
is what I want"?
stupid ad.
Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. Brand new Bigfoot footage that's shocking the world. Today we take a look at new Bigfoot footage and sightings coming from Canada, Georgia, and many other places with very convincing evidence. From HD Sasquatch trail camera videos to Bigfoot hunting clips and so much more. Also stay tuned for a special and crazy nature clip at the end of this video. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So grab your I Found Bigfoot coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we dive into the best new Bigfoot footage just released. Here is the first convincing Bigfoot sighting of 2026. It was uploaded on January 10th, 2026 by the Squatch Watchers, and it was sent in to them by a viewer. They state, quote, "This trail camera footage shows what appears to be the closest thing to a Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot we've seen this day and age, as it walks across the screen and disappears into the thicket," end quote. Here it is closer up as well. Now the uploaders didn't state exactly where this was recorded, but it was somewhere in the US. And even though the footage is slightly blurry and fuzzy, we still get an amazing look at the supposed creature. It swings its arms as it walks and steps effortlessly through the forest floor. It really does look similar to the Patty film, which is the most famous and one of the most widely believed pieces of Bigfoot film, if you didn't know.
Do that.
So to see some brand new evidence that looks similar to this is groundbreaking. Also, this one is much clearer than the Patty film. The reason this one is blurry though is because number one, it was taken on a trail camera, which usually aren't the clearest, and number two, they had to digitally zoom in to see it better, which decreases video quality as well. But despite this, we can see insane details. From its chest musculature to its domed large head, huge shoulders and upper body, and what looks to be muscle flexion as it walks. Experts are saying there's really no shot this is someone in a costume, judging by these factors. Definitely some crazy new evidence. The fact that this is one of the first Bigfoot videos released in 2026 is crazy. Hopefully the evidence will just get better and better this year. But most importantly, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. A man was out hunting on a fall day. Just like any other hunting expedition, he was silently waiting in his stand. As he sat there, he expected to, at some point, hear some footsteps nearby. The slight crunching of leaves, telling him a deer is close. But instead he started hearing some weird noises and began experiencing an unshakable feeling of dread. Like something...
I'll be right back, chat. Oh. Back chat.
Something was watching him. He begins recording and talking to the camera.
I'm out here, my back against the wall, really.
I don't add people on
Stuff
Discord.
out here, to hell with it. Come out here and record. These things are smarter too. They're real smart, like real smart. I'm on the ground. I'm by my tree stand where I had the encounter last time. It was right here behind that tree is where he kept pumping out before.
You can tell he's feeling uneasy, and he starts talking about an encounter with something unknown he had when he was hunting in this area before. A Bigfoot-like creature that was stalking him. Then, he finally spots what was making the strange noises.
There's something. Whoa, whoa, guys, right there. Right there, guys. What the? And it moved. It moved. Holy. I knew it. I knew
Buddy,
it.
that thing
Because I
does
had
not
this
give a
feeling,
crap
man,
about
that I was
you.
being
It's
watched
just
when I come out over
curious.
here. Right there, guys.
We see a dark, bipedal creature peering out from behind a tree. It turns out his suspicions were true. Something really was watching him out there. He also claims that this area is said to be a hotspot for this kind of activity. Many Bigfoot-type creatures have been spotted in and around the area. He records the creature for some time. It just stands there, peeking out from behind the tree and sometimes hiding back behind it. We can tell whatever this is, it's alive, as it's moving and reacting to the hunter.
Stupid ads.
Now, skeptics said this could just be one of his friends or someone trying to play a prank on him. But who in their right mind would try to prank someone with a rifle? I mean, the man is hunting. This would be a death wish. But anyways, the last thing he does before he stops recording is he tries to get on some higher ground to get a better look at the creature. He quickly moves positions, but when he does this, the creature seems to just disappear.
I gotta get higher ground. Hold on. I have not got my... Where'd you go?
It's just gone, like it was never there in the first place. Now, lots of hunters have claimed to have encounters just like this, so he's not alone. But is this one here the real deal? I mean, his reaction seems pretty genuine and the situation seems pretty realistic. Definitely some interesting stuff. Now here is a closer-up video of what looks like a giant Bigfoot. It was taken by a trail camera set up towards a campsite. As it films the tent and the nearby area in the dead of night, a giant, glowing-eyed creature emerges.
Huh.
Here it is with the brightness enhanced. I mean, this thing has to be insanely tall. It completely towers over the tent and everything around it. Not only is it tall, it has a wide frame too, leading us to believe it's extremely powerful and muscular. This frame here gives us the best look. We can see its left leg and arm. Its leg is thick, sturdy, and covered in thick black hair, and so is its arm. But check this out. This is one of the best details. Its hand and individual fingers actually move. It looks to have its hand clenched in a fist at first, but as it walks, it extends its hand, releasing its fingers downwards into a more relaxed position. This hand movement shows us this really was the being's hand. We also see its leg bend at the knee as it walks. And it's not exactly said where this one took place, but it's believed to come from somewhere in Canada, deep in a forest out there. And as I say a lot, and I don't mean to repeat myself, but Canada is no stranger to these types of sightings. Thousands and thousands of encounters like this have come from the region, making it one of the most prevalent spots for Bigfoot activity. It's also unknown if the camper was sleeping in the tent at this moment. But if he was, just imagine the fright he had when he looked back at the trail cam footage from the night prior. It would definitely be enough to influence him to never go camping ever again. The following is a unique Bigfoot video, released in mid-2025. Not only is it said to capture one Bigfoot, but a whole Bigfoot family. In the video, you'll see 5 dark figures in the distance, all believed to be Bigfoots. Take a look as the Facts by How to Hunt channel breaks down the video.
Holy.
4. Now all you parents, check out the size comparison to that person on the left coming up on the adult with the huge long arm right there. 5 of them. Now watch how smooth that kid's running in water, in minus temperatures.
He talks specifically about the way the small one runs. How could a child run this quickly in these harsh conditions? Another key frame is when the one figure stretches out its arm. Now skeptics were saying, oh well, this was just taken from far away and you can't really see that good, so maybe they're just humans. So pretty much just people in the distance. Which is a valid claim actually. But the way this thing stretches its arm out is telling people they're not human. Could this just be some kind of illusion? Because no human has an arm that long. Listen to what else he has to say.
Look at the thickness of the body and the no neck and the long length of the arm on that individual, which is just a typical pattern when it comes to descriptions, right?
He recalls it matches the typical descriptions of a Bigfoot. If this footage is real, it could be the best evidence to support family structure in these undiscovered creatures. It would mean they have families just as you and I, and just as every other animal. This would mean they have babies, juveniles, and adults. Obviously, I wish this footage was a little closer up and clearer, but it's still pretty cool. Could it be real, or is it too good to be true? Let's go ahead and take a look at some convincing photographic evidence of Bigfoot. This one, though, comes from the 1970s, and it was taken by a snowmobiler in Canada, specifically near the Fort McMurray area of Alberta, Canada. Even though it comes from long ago, it was just recently highlighted and has pretty much been seen by no one. It's practically some brand new, never before seen evidence.
Traditional dropshipping is dead. What we need to do is register with AutoDS. The quickest.
Huh.
The photographer recalls he was snowmobiling down into a cut, and when
Definitely
he got
not
into the cut,
AI.
this creature was seen within. This is when he pulled out his 35mm camera and snapped this photo. The man who took the photo took it into a specialty framing and photo enlarging studio to have the photo developed and enlarged. As you may know, technology back then was not like it is today, so this is what you would have had to do to retrieve photos and videos. But looking at the photo itself, we see a medium-sized, very dark bipedal figure. It has a hunched posture as it's moving through the snowy valley. Now yes, the photo is pretty blurry, but that's to be expected of a photo from this long ago. But we can still see its frame pretty good. It does have the typical Bigfoot look, just slightly smaller than usual reports. So maybe it's a young Sasquatch? I don't know though. What do you think? I like the story with this one, and I do think that evidence from long ago can be more credible, considering you couldn't really edit anything back then, and also considering there was no AI and no CGI. So today we've looked at some good Bigfoot videos and photos, but what about audio evidence? Well, on this snowy evening, a man stepped outside to hear some noises he couldn't explain. And he lives out in a very rural area with woods
excuse me,
surrounding his
Chet.
property. So he's practically heard it all throughout the years. But this sound here was different.
Starting to get dark now, and I'm still hearing them damn noises. Take it a little bit.
He He steps outside to try to catch it on camera, and he does. Otherworldly, higher-pitched screeches erupt through the woods. They get louder and more pronounced as the footage goes on. They sound like whooping sounds, a typical noise reported in Sasquatch encounters. But skeptics aren't satisfied, stating it could just be an elk or something. Others argue elks don't sound like this, and yes, they do make horrifying noises, but
Appreciate
not
the
like
follow.
this. Now, people who claim to encounter Bigfoot often describe a wide range of strange, unsettling sounds
I
rather
am
than a single
not.
signature call. These noises are usually said to feel deliberate and intelligent, not random animal behavior, like this video here. One of the most commonly reported sounds is a deep, powerful howl or roar. But the sound in the video seems to be more of a screech, which is actually another frequently mentioned noise.
Yeah, I have a list of stuff I'm watching
It's a
here.
sharp, high-pitched scream or shriek, often described as sudden and piercing, sometimes lasting several seconds and capable of stopping people in their tracks. Unlike cougar or fox screams, witnesses often say these cries sound wrong or unfamiliar, as they don't match any known wildlife. Taken together, Bigfoot sounds are usually described as loud, complex, and purposeful, which is why many people believe they point to something more intelligent than known forest animals. While skeptics argue they may be misidentified wildlife, echoes, or even human activity. But which side do you lean towards? Let me know. Back to some more photographic evidence of Bigfoot. This one comes from a Reddit user who said one of his in-laws took the photo while hiking out in
There's
right near the coast of
browsers I use.
They were just walking along enjoying the scenery when they took a look off of the path. A strange dark figure standing motionless took her attention.
Yeah.
It's standing behind a tree, likely trying to blend in and look like a tree itself. It allegedly just stood there motionless, not reacting to the hiker at all. One of the strangest details about this one is the way its legs bend inwards. The creature looks to be standing there, hyper-extending its knees backwards. I don't think this is a trait ever seen or mentioned in a Bigfoot sighting before. And even though, once again, the photograph is rather blurry, we still get a decent look at its outline. We see its roundish head, thick neck, large strong shoulders, long arms, and strangely postured legs. It's definitely a unique Sasquatch capture. And Georgia has long been considered an active region for
have a good
Bigfoot
night,
sightings,
man.
especially in the heavily wooded and mountainous parts of the state. Most reports come from North Georgia, where dense forests, rugged terrain, and low human traffic create the kind of environment people believe could hide a large, unknown creature. Witnesses often describe a tall, broad, human-like figure covered in dark hair, usually seen briefly crossing roads, moving through trees, or just standing at the forest edge. Just like the one in the photo here is doing. But if you live in or around Georgia, have you ever had any encounters with Bigfoot?
Guys, this is how it works. Just drop any YouTube link into the system and watch as the video transforms through a 4-stage AI process into clean, organized notes.
Here's a cool and crazy wildlife video that you'll love. Now, of course, we all love Bigfoot and are fascinated by him, but there is a scientifically proven animal that actually looks pretty similar to him. Sure, not nearly as big and as humanoid shaped as him, but it's pretty much as close as you could get. The orangutan. The caption of this video reads, "Imagine running into this majestic creature in the wild." It really would be such a cool sight. I love how they just float by and throw it some food. Now, orangutans are large, intelligent, great apes that live in the rainforests of Southeast Asia, mainly on the islands of Borneo and Sumatra. They are easily recognized by their long, shaggy, reddish-orange hair and extremely long arms, which they use to move through the forest canopy. Unlike most apes, orangutans spend the majority of their lives in trees and are rarely seen on the ground. They are known for their high intelligence and problem-solving skills. Orangutans use tools in the wild such as sticks to extract insects or seeds, and also leaves to protect their hands or faces. They also have strong memories, allowing them to remember food locations and travel routes through dense forest. Adult males can produce deep, booming calls that travel long distances to attract females and warn other males. Orangutans are mostly solitary, with mothers raising their young for many years and forming one of the strongest parent-offspring bonds in the animal world. Sadly, they are critically endangered due to habitat loss, deforestation, and illegal wildlife trade. As some of the closest living relatives to humans, orangutans play a vital role in their ecosystems and remain one of the most fascinating and vulnerable animals on Earth. So yeah, not quite Bigfoot, but still a very amazing animal. A rare animal that we don't get to see or hear about often. And it's pretty cool that they got to film this one and interact with it this close. Alright, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like buttons. Mom, let's aim for 5,000 likes for another one of
I gotta watch this one now.
In 2009, Chuck was preparing to test his new ATV at a Gum Hill, West Virginia creek. His son was on the camera, ready to record as he drove up the stream. He'd been to this place many times before, but what he witnessed that day forever changed him, because as he climbed the stream, he saw something terrifying emerge from the dense forest.
This video's been on Finding Bigfoot before.
Now known as the Beast of Gum Hill, a 7-foot-tall Bigfoot monster walked across the stream, not paying attention to its surroundings. Chuck and his son were lost for words and could only marvel at what they'd seen.
I just built a budgeting app with Base 44. Nina just built an app.
So we can all build apps now?
I'm on lunch.
Two men drive through thick snow during a harsh Siberian winter night. But while it's common to see wildlife in these parts, they're not ready for what's coming their way. Things suddenly start feeling different when they see irregularities in the snow, almost like someone's walked through it. But before they can process it, something right before them diverts their attention.
Alright, try this one.
Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. New real cryptid creature videos that may prove they exist. Today we take a look at new creature footage and cryptid sightings coming from all around the world with very convincing evidence, including the real-life science experiment gone wrong called the Montauk Project that inspired the popular Netflix show Stranger Things, along with the photographic evidence of the Montauk Monster. Also included are HD Bigfoot trail camera videos, footage of skinwalkers, alien and UFO videos, and even dogman evidence.
I've seen this before.
So grab your I Found Bigfoot coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we dive into the best new and real cryptid creature footage. So many of you have seen or at least heard of the popular Netflix show Stranger Things. Well, did you know that it's said to be based on a true story? Not only this, but a creature that was unable to be identified washed up on a shore that was said to be related to this project. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you all the full story and show you the picture of the creature called the Montauk Monster. According to the legend, the Montauk Project was said to take place at Camp Hero, a former military base on the eastern tip of Long.
Actually, Chad, that's it for tonight. I hope you have a blessed night. God bless you.